In a small village nestled between ancient baobab trees and flowing rivers, there lived an elder named Mzibakari. Known for his wiry frame, intense eyes, and wily grin, he had become a figure of mystery, wisdom, and, as some whispered, fear. For he was no ordinary elder. At 154 years old, Mzibakari had outlived his peers, his children, and even some of his grandchildren. To the villagers, he was a man blessed with an unnatural longevity or cursed with a sinister secret. Rumors swirled about Mzibakari's true nature. Some whispered he had made a deal with the spirits of the forest, trading something precious in exchange for eternal life. Others claimed he was a sorcerer who siphoned the youth from others to preserve his own. Regardless of what anyone believed, one fact remained: Mzibakari showed no signs of slowing down. The first signs. As a young man, Mzibakari was known for his strength, courage, and skill as a hunter. He would venture deep into the forest, returning with antelope and wildfowl, trophies of his daring spirit. But even as his friends began to slow down, Mzibakari showed no signs of aging. His face, though etched with lines, retained a vitality that made him seem frozen in time. His wife, Tatu, noticed first. She would marvel at how his hair remained dark, his hands steady, and his strength intact as he approached his 60s, then his 70s, and eventually, his 100th year. By then, Tatu had grown old and frail, while Mzibakari seemed as vigorous as ever. When Tatu passed away, the villagers gathered to console him, expecting him to mourn her deeply. But Mzibakari's expression was inscrutable. He didn't cry or even seem saddened. He simply gazed off into the distance as if seeing things that no one else could. The villagers began to mutter, saying he had grown strange and unfeeling. A growing fear. Over the years, the younger villagers began to fear him. Children would run when he approached, darting behind trees to avoid his piercing gaze. Parents warned their sons and daughters not to speak with him, for they believed his touch could drain the life out of a child. It was said that he was often seen talking to the shadows, muttering to himself in strange languages no one could understand. At night, villagers would hear strange whispers near his hut and feel an eerie chill whenever they passed by. They began to refer to him as the ghost who breathes. The visit of the healer. One day, a healer named Mama Zawadi came to the village. She was known across the land for her knowledge of plants, spirits, and the mysteries of life and death. The villagers begged her to rid them of the unsettling presence of Mzibakari, hoping she would have answers. Mama Zawadi listened quietly, her wrinkled face stoic as she heard their tales. She agreed to visit Mzibakari's hut. Upon entering, she found him sitting by a fire, his gaze penetrating, his face calm. For hours, they sat in silence, staring at each other. Then, she spoke. "Mzibakari," she said softly, "how is it that you have lived beyond the lives of your children and grandchildren? Do you possess secrets not meant for mortal men?" Mzibakari chuckled, a sound that echoed like the rustle of dry leaves. "Mama Zawadi," he replied, "I have been given many gifts, and each has a price. I have drunk from the well of knowledge and dined with the spirits. But those who want to know my secrets will find themselves bound to the same fate." The healer shivered but pressed on. "Tell me, what is your secret, old man?" Mzibakari looked into the flames. "I have lived as long as I have because I accepted an offer from the spirits long ago. I was young, fearless, and foolish. They told me I could have eternal life, but I would have to give something precious in return." "And what did you give?" Mama Zawadi asked, almost dreading the answer. "My heart," he said with a bitter smile. "Not the organ that pumps blood, but my heart, the part that feels love, sadness, compassion. I am alive, but I am no longer truly human." The village's plan. Mama Zawadi returned to the village and shared what she had learned. Horrified, the villagers decided they had to put an end to Mzibakari's unnatural existence. They gathered under the cover of night, forming a plan to capture him and call upon the spirits themselves to undo whatever curse or spell kept him alive. Under the light of a crescent moon, they surrounded his hut. The air was thick with fear and tension. But as they approached, Mzibakari stepped out of his home, as if he had been expecting them all along. His face was serene, his eyes glinting with an otherworldly glow. "Do you think you can undo what was bound in blood and spirit?" he asked them, his voice barely more than a whisper yet carrying through the crowd. "You cannot rid yourselves of me so easily." The villagers paused, uncertain. But Mama Zawadi stepped forward,